really should have filmed myself doing this. Just kind of slipped my mind that I should have filmed that. I could have even just done a time lapse. But anyway, we've got the stuff for the company here, and then over here we've got the stuff for roadside. I'm going to take some photos of these flowers because while I've got them here, why not? Hello, Mimo.
Hello.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm going to the office. I just want to know what I have left.
Haha.
Stuff.
This?
Yeah, well, you can have some if you want. You want to have some of that?
Did you leave this here to lure me in here?
No.
I knew it. He's a sneaky husband. I feel pretty chuffed with myself. At least I know all of those are sold. All of these ones going out roadside. I'm not sure. And they look so pretty.
Get those ferns out of here. If you're a fern watching this, run. Gosh,
I'm turning 40 very soon. And I don't know what I'm doing with my life. But I also kind of feel okay about that. There's a book that I think I should read. It's called The Pathless Path. You know, for the people that don't follow the conventional lifestyle. You know, you go to school. Well, I went to school, went to uni, got a job, hated it, left, and I've kind of floated around ever since. It's a cute view. The noise you can hear is me taking the bin out. So in Australia we have, well, where we live we have two bins. We have a recycling bin, which is this one, and we have just the general waste bin. And then if you live in town, you generally also have a green bin, which is for like compost and green waste and stuff. We don't have that out here because I'm sure we can manage our own compost. I'm out in the propagation tunnel and it's pretty wet, but it is nice and warm in here. It is, oh, it's 17 degrees, so that's not actually that bad. It's not that much of a cold day today, but I've got a few seedlings that didn't come up. First, let me show you these lisianthus because they are actually germinating. It's taking a very long time. Let me see. Where are they? You can see them. They're very, very, very small. Like, it's very hard to tell that they're actually coming up, but they are. And they're coming up in the soil blocks, I'd say at the same rate. So at this point, soil block versus trays, I'm going for trays. Anyway, I need to oversow this with some more coriander, cos lettuce, because I think something got in here and messed it up. Bunching onions. I don't think I've got any more sweet pea seeds, but I'll have a look because I didn't get many. That's all that came up out of all of that. Look, not much. Foxgloves, some more pansies. They would have probably had too much light to germinate. And hollyhocks I need to replace. Hello.
Hello.
What are you doing?
Oh, I just came to see you.
Oh, hello.
Hello. I came to micromanage you.
Okay. What should I be doing?
Oh no, just kidding. Okay.
I need a stick. Here's my little poking stick. Well, that'll do.
Pretty much, no?
The seeds are pretty little.
Oh.
Got a bit overboard here. I've got heaps of it and I just want them to come up, so we're putting plenty in.
Yeah, what we had seen.
Look, at some point one of those seeds will be the right height. You know what I mean? Foxglove seeds. They're so tiny. Look.
Wow. That's like a one bed worth of.
Yeah, I know.
You're sprinkling like salt.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty hard to plant them. And I'm just going to rough it up a bit. Some will be under the soil, some will be on top. So at some point, something will grow.
Okay.
In theory. Coriander's next.
Cilantrito. I think you planted too much at that end.
Oh well. I don't have time to make it tidy.
Okay.
Now, Sweet William. You've probably noticed how roughly I sow seeds. I'm not very careful, but as you can see, they do grow like that. Seeds are pretty resilient. And because I'm putting so many seeds in, the ones that aren't at the right depth, there's usually another seed that'll grow. But I've just resown some of the Sweet William. The Sweet William that we saved the seed from has grown beautiful. I've flattened it with the water. And the stuff that we bought didn't germinate, so I've just resowed that with our own seed. And some of our feverfew that we purchased as seed didn't grow, so I'm going to sow it again with our saved seed. I have a lot of cuttings for feverfews, but we like to grow some trays of it as well, fresh seed, just in case something happens. We just have backups. We've often got trays of flowers, more than what we need. Those cuttings that we did earlier, they're down here. Some of them will yellow off a little bit and then they kind of regrow from the center. So the outer leaves usually die. They regrow from the center and they've put their roots down. Moroni's got more here. And these are the ones from, well, actually ages ago now, which really need to go out. Our hold up is we've really let the flower farm go. The weeds just went absolutely crazy. It's to the point where I'm like embarrassed to show you. It's so bad. So I suppose I'll show you. We don't have a bed ready, so we've got to do a lot of work out there to get beds ready so that we can plant in it again. The seeds all I want done now are pretty well all done. I've just got some carnations and there's some other thing. I've run out of time today, but what I'm going to come back tomorrow and do is move all of that feverfew outside to where the ranunculus are so it can harden off, and move the ranunculus into the grow tunnel now so that they can warm up and put on some good growth. So I'll show you those. So here they all are. They've all germinated.
Birthday to you.
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Yay! Moroni's getting his Australian citizenship today, so we're going to the citizenship ceremony. And I'm just doing a very quick delivery on the way because one of the businesses we supply flowers to she got engaged. So I made a cute little posy as a little present for her.
Mr. Marcial Moroni Rodriguez Orozco from Mexico.
How does it feel? You walked in these doors as a Mexican and you're walking out as an Australian.
I know.
Pretty cool?
Yeah.
We're home! And I've just done my workout. I've been sticking to it really good, so that's good. And I'm now getting some papers and stuff ready because we ran out of flowers. We ran out of flowers this week. So I need to go in, and I've actually got deliveries tomorrow morning, just 2 of them. But I'm going to have to make these bouquets up in the car. So I'll go to the wholesaler and then there's an underground car park I go to because if it's raining, and it's kind of like a little bit private, if I go up to the back of this, you'll see it tomorrow. To make it quick and easy for myself in the morning, I'm pre-folding the papers. There we go. And on these inner 2 pieces, I'm going to sticky tape the floral sachets. So I put them here, and I usually do it once the bouquet's made, but today it's just easier to do it here because I've got to put all of this in the car. When you unwrap the bouquet, you find them when the paper's sort of laid out. I don't know why I'm whispering. It's only James and I are home. Moroni's already gone. And it's nearly 6:30. I'm about to... No, sorry. I woke up at 6:15 and I just lay in bed for a while because I can't get out of bed. And I think it's like 6:45 now and I need to head off. I need to be leaving here at 7. If I don't get to a wholesaler early enough, I can't get a car park because it's like the busiest. It's in a very, very, very busy location. So let's do this. It's very peaceful. I have trouble waking up early, but once I get up, I actually really love it. Last night, the possum was screeching at me so much, I just dumped this in the front seat and ran because it lives up that tree. I can't really see. Let's go. See ya. She's so nice. Where is she from? Is there a logo on her car?
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
Woo!
are too long. I'm going to trim them for them.
Do they not like the wrapping?
Oh no, they had their vase ready to go. They normally don't have it ready to go, but they did today. Morning.
Oh, can I get your dog, please?
Normally I would just take that bouquet in and leave it for them, but they had their vase ready to go. So I said, oh, do you want to put it in the vase? And they didn't want to keep the paper. But then when I put it in the vase, the stems are way too long and like the flowers are leaning over. So that's why I ran back out and I quickly trimmed the stems and I just added a bit more foliage. And yeah, it looks really cute. So that was good. I'm sitting in the car waiting for the girls. I've run into a shop. And I am 99% sure the car behind me has just ran into the back of me because the car moved. But the thing is, I've got a massive toe ball on the back of the car. If they've run into the back of me, their car's not going to be looking good right now. They're getting out of their car and they're having a look. This is so nerve-wracking. Yeah, he hit it. And then he told me, oh no, you're okay. That's all right. As if it was my fault. And then he's saying, well, your car pokes out a lot. And I'm like, but you ran into it. Anyway, it's weird. Out. I feel like it's been weeks and I was all ready to go and do some weeding and then I remembered that I totally forgot I have to make flowers for today, the ones that I picked up yesterday from the wholesaler, so I need to go and do that. I'll just get this room set up so I can see the sun a bit. And then I'll tell you what we've got. I've been watching this show on Netflix called, I think it's called On the Verge, about these 4 women, like middle-aged women. I'm about to be a middle-aged woman, by the way. These women who actually feels like their lives are falling apart. So, yeah. I can, I feel like I feel right at home watching stuff like that. As you saw, I went and picked these all up yesterday, but let's have a look. Chrissy's? Hello. Hello. Ooh la la. Wow. Are we going to be naughty today?
Yeah, very naughty.
We're trying to, what's the word? We're trying to be healthy. We've tried to cut out like as much sugar and inflammatory foods. Anyway, not today. It's good stuff. Mm-hmm. Did you like my transition? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, back to this. We've got the Chrissy's. I'll put prices up on the screen. These are the wholesale ones. 2 Chrissy's. I got Chrissy Disc Buds. I got Sylvan Red, which is a type of leucocandron, and I love it. Look how gorgeous that colour is. Tryptamine, I got 2 of those. I got 1 bunch of ornamental kale, but I used a couple yesterday, as you saw. And then I got a bunch of stock. And I also got some mini gerbras, which I didn't really have anything pink and there wasn't really anything else in there that I really wanted, so I went for that. And we've got a little bit of like sort of mixed foliage here and this really gorgeous wattle. It is probably one of my favourite foliages to use and a whole heap of Banksias. I'm not the biggest fan of Banksia, but the people seem to like it. I'm just doing bouquets for roadside, so I'll probably make probably like 10 35s, a couple of 55s. So I thought I'd show you really quick. With I always wire the gerbras because their little heads get pretty floppy. I'll show you. Okay, so you see the neck, it really thins out right as it gets up towards the head. And once they've been in a vase for a while, they just flop over. So all I do is, you can use the really long wire, but I just cut it in half. And remember, I've mentioned before, if you have these secateurs, they're in my Kogan store. I think I've got an Amazon link as well. It's a Felco 2. They are expensive, but they're really good. It's got that little notch in there, and you can cut wire without it wrecking your secateurs. So you can just hold it carefully like this, like pinch very gently the flower head. Your finger goes over the top of here and you poke a wire straight into the back until you feel it touch your finger, and you will see it. Some florists will even have the wire poking up. Let me just refocus for you. The wire poking up a little because the gerbras will continue to elongate in a vase. So if you have it poking up a little bit, it keeps that wired head in place. I push it down so you can't quite see it poking up. All I do at this point is, now I'm doing it on camera, I can't remember how to do it. I now just very gently grab the stem and I'm twisting around. So then you've got your wired stem. But I'll do that with every single gerbera so that their heads can't flop over, because the heads will actually stay looking quite nice for a long time, but the necks will give way. So at least if you do that, you're getting a better vase life. The other thing about gerberas, which is really interesting, and my friend Heidi, who has just finished training as a florist, taught me, so I always trim them. They don't like being in very deep water, so in a vase, there's nothing you can do about it. But when you're storing them, before you're working with them, just keep them in a really shallow water, because they actually kind of drown. They don't like being in too much water. And you will see it sometimes. I always check the stems at the wholesaler. If they're really brown, they've been in tall water for a long time, and they're not happy flowers anymore. So every time I'm at the wholesaler, I'll pull the gerberas out of the bucket that they've got them in, and I have a look. I do the weirdest things in at the wholesaler. Another little tip is, with the disc buds, there's been a few times I've purchased them and they've had snapped heads, but you can't tell because they're kind of condensed in like this. I pick them up out of the bucket and tip them upside down to everything. Every time I buy these, I'll just quickly tip them upside down to make sure the heads don't roll out, because these are expensive. Like, this is nearly $20 for a bunch of 5 heads. So I don't really want to get home and have only got 4 of them. Finished, just in the nick of time.
Yeah.
I did it.
Fantastic.
So this is what we've got. These are your 255ers, and then the rest are 35s.
Okay.
Look pretty?
Yeah, and the flower brush.
Aren't these gorgeous?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Cool. Hi, husband pie.
Hi.
These feel pretty.
Yeah, let's see.